Let's say that Professor Mayim Etzman is planning to write a biology textbook from her handouts. One of her handouts is about the mystery of how trees raise water from the ground without any active pumping. She would like feedback from her students on her handout so that she can improve it. In order to get the best feedback from her students, she might choose to post the handout on Rate for Success. So we will go to Rate for Success. To do this, she would click on Post New Content. She'd type in a name for her handout. In this case, How Trees Raise Water. The type of content is a text player. She would probably select students that could see the video, but in this case we will say that anyone can see it. Then she put in a category, could be science, and then she would click next. Since her web page is HTML, she would select formatted text. She would select the page here, the text and the pictures. Scroll down and then copy them with Control C, go back to Rate for Success, and paste it in the text layer, Control V. So we can see that the text is kind of narrow, so what we can do is we can widen the width of the text player. Right. Okay, so it has now been added, and we will click here to go back to the home page. George Barry is a student of Professor Etzman's. In order to view her handout, he clicks on the rating link. The handout title begins with the word how. One way he can find the handout is typing in the first word. Then selects the handout and selects highlight phrases. The handout says, how do trees raise water from their roots to the leaves? Trees have tall, tiny diameter columns made of cellulose called xylem. Water rises up the xylem by capillary action. Let's say that George doesn't know what capillary action is. He can ask. He selects it and types in the question. Capillary action now is highlighted in the text. George can continue highlighting and asking questions about passages that he does not understand, as can Professor Etzman's other students. Once your class has read and commented on her handouts, Professor Etzman can review the comments by clicking on See Viewer Comments on your content. She then can search for her handout by typing in the word trees and clicking on Go. She then can select How Trees Raise Water, and then she would select Explain Phrases. Here is a list of the questions that were asked. Here's a question. If the negative pressure is high enough to raise water to the top of the trees, wouldn't the pressure be so low that water would boil? So she can click on Answer This and type in the answer here. Exams are coming up. Professor Etzman's students are getting nervous. George Barry, one of her students, decides to take a second look at her handouts. To get to the handout, he has to click on the rate link on the front page of Rate for Success. George Barry will search for the handout by typing in trees. Go. He then selects the handout, How Trees Raise Water, and then he goes to the Highlight Phrases section. Now you can see the highlights here, and you can see that they're no longer outlined in red. Now they're outlined in blue. That means that the teacher has responded to those highlights. So he can click on one that he wants an answer for, and there's his answer. Once he reads that answer, George Barry is more likely to do well on Professor Etzman's test. Professor Etzman can also rewrite her handouts to incorporate the answers for her future book.